Hey, Dan. Depending on how good you are at lip reading, I believe at the end of the first quarter, after you hit that buzzer beating three, you told the crowd that's why y'all brought me here, or something to that extent. Just how good did that first quarter feel, and just kind of what kind of groove did you find tonight?
I felt great. It was, I knew coming in that they would give me a lot of attention. The other times that we played them, I remember them face guarding me on the inbound, just trying to turn me a few times on the inbound. So I didn't want to fight it too much early, and I just, I was patient and just got the catches on the other side of half court a lot of times and just tried to play with pace. If they was going to pick up that high up the floor, I wanted to just get my pace up and attack. And I was able to get into a rhythm, and I know I got to be aggressive. So I just I stayed in attack mode.
I'm curious for you, just how big was it to get the stop and pop free throws on that pin down, and then also to just get to the rim early to kind of set everything up?
It was big. I think how we start games are huge. In any playoff series, you want to get off to a good start. Games are hard enough, so you don't want to come out slow and you don't want to wait. You want to, have your pace. You want to be sharp, be connected, and be aggressive. So that was my mentality. Just watching film and all of our scouting reports and everything that we've been doing over the course of this last week. I was just locked into that. Once you're able to focus on one team and you're able to see so many games and so much film of one team. Every team in this league, they are who they are. And the things that you see over and over on film is not going to just randomly stop. At some point, it's going to come out. And I think the team that's more focused, over the course of a game and over the course of a series that can exploit those things and be sharp enough and aware enough to kind of play to those things and try to take advantage of it is going to be the winning team. And I thought we had more moments of that tonight.
Damian, I think everyone from Pat Bev to Brooke screened for you at times and some of that. So how important were those commitments on their end, and sort of that's whether it be the little slivers to get through or the step back space that they all had for you?
It was huge. I think being on this team, we got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things. So it takes a real teammate to be willing to give yourself up. That many times. It was a lot of screens set for me tonight. And that's part of being a teammate, getting your teammate open, doing what's necessary to give your team the best chance. And, it was Jay screening, it was Pat Connaughton, it was Pat Bev, it was Brooke, Bobby. I feel like everybody screened for me tonight. And it's whatever we got to do to win games. And that worked tonight, I'm sure. Next game we'll see a different look, and we're going to have to make our adjustments. But tonight everybody just gave themselves up for the team, and even in the second half when they put two guys on me and face guarded me, it was times where I had to run in and slip out and, try to screen on the ball to see what type of reaction or just space or be a decoy or whatever for us to be able to keep flowing, and we was able to do that. So, I think that's what it's going to take, it's just giving ourselves up for each other.
So in the second half, to be doubled, 90 feet, I know you've seen a lot, but so what was the balance there of reacting to that, but then also maybe not trying to restart yourself in that way? You know what I mean? In terms of just kind of how they played you, but then allowing everyone else to maybe work as well.
I think that's one of our biggest strengths is our depth. We got a smart team. We got a lot of guys, like I said, that can get things done. Especially, when I look and I see K-Mid and I see Bobby and Pat Bev and Pat Connaughton and Brooke, everybody can get things done. So part of me was like, go get the ball, chase it and like just try to keep going. But it's a long series, So I think getting off the ball and us being able to attack if they're going to put two guys on the ball, we got to see what that looks like. And we got to be able to be savvy enough to play the long game. And I think, we was able to get out of this one with a 15-point win. A lot of things that we could take away from it and do better. But, I think it's a lot that we can take from how it went in the second half and try to improve on it for next game.
You said you knew you would obviously get a lot more attention on the floor, but just your mindset coming to this game, Giannis not playing, how did you approach it?
The same way I did, any other time that, Giannis wasn't playing. I don't think that it's all on me, but I know that I got to be a little bit more aggressive and I got to, step forward a little bit more assertively. And in the playoffs, like I said before, it's about setting the tone. We're going to see this team a lot of times, and you want to establish yourself, especially on your home floor. And, that was just my mentality to come out and, try to set the tone in that way.
And then just the rest this week, you didn't go as obviously in practice the first couple of days, and just having these days off. How did that help you? How did you feel physically throughout this game?
I mean, it was perfect for our team, but I think it was even better for me personally because I had some nagging things, to finish the season that was they concerned me. I actually was a little bit worried. And as the week went on, I was just feeling better and better, trending in the right direction. And when we got to yesterday, I was like, I'm happy that I feel good going into the game, and I'm not like going into the game worried about, how my body is going to react or anything. So I think the week was huge as far as recovery, being able to kind of get those things in check, and also for us to be able to just take a step back and practice and go over some things that we haven't been able to get right finishing the season offensively, defensively, and for us just to have more time together on the court. We had some live practices. We watched a lot of film. We had a lot of breakdown guards, bigs, the night training that I was able to come back and do, just the light stuff. It was a week that I think was huge for our team, and I'm sure every other team would say the same.
Damian, that second half when they were doubling you and Chris was able to kind of like calm things down when things got a little loose. I mean, how big is that to have someone that can just take over when teams are focusing on you so much?
It's huge. I think it's even bigger that I have so much trust in that. Even when it was happening, I was never like worried, just being on another team for my whole career until this year and seeing Chris, I've seen him make big shots and make those pull-up jumpers in people's face and back people down and hit tough shots. And I think that, without Giannis, the balance of me and him is what's going to carry our team. Me being able to be in attack mode and, apply pressure is going to take pressure off of him, and make him not have to work so hard. And then, late in the game, he'll still be able to get to his spots. Throughout the game, he'll be able to get to his spots. So I think we just got to continue to balance each other out. The team is going to need that.
Just might have been a few years since you'd been in the playoffs. Just how much were you looking forward to this opportunity just because it had been a couple of years? Yeah,
it was the last 2 years not being in the playoffs, it was, it sucked. I was early vacations. Last year I went to Coachella. Like, I ain't never been able to go to Coachella. Like, it's just playing in the playoffs every year. So just having that long summer, it was like, man, I was over that. But being able to be in a playoff series on a championship team and a championship organization, knowing that we got an opportunity for it, I think that was the thing that I was looking forward to most. Is, I moved my life and moved my career and did all of these things, and kind of made my life a little bit harder, away from basketball for this opportunity. So coming into it, I just, in my mind and in my heart, I was just like, man, I can't, come this far and not at least try to, put everything into it and put my best foot forward. So this is just one game, but I know it's going to be a hard journey, every night out. And, I'm just excited for this opportunity.
Tonight was your first taste of a playoff atmosphere here in Milwaukee. What was that experience like for you? Were you able to feed off the energy of the crowd? And how does it compare to playoff experiences you've had before?
I think I've always had great playoff experiences. Portland fan base was amazing. It was always a loud crowd. It was always wild in that building. The series in OKC, I played in a lot of playoff series in crazy buildings. But I think this one was different because, like, right before the tip, I was standing in my spot and I just saw like a bunch of like towels waving in the air. I've never seen it just jumping like that, before the game even started. OKC was kind of like that, just how the energy was going before the game even started. But as I was looking around and I was just like, man, it's crazy in here.
Hey, Dame. For your team, we know that this was an important win to take game one, but just mentally, what do you feel like this win is going to do for your team moving forward?
I think anytime you come out and you're able to get that first one off the board, I think you gain a little bit of confidence from it because all right, we got it done. We're not playing from behind. So it's important to do that and also take care of home court. But knowing that we was able to win a game and that we could do a lot of things better, I think that's the biggest thing for us. We just was able to get a win, shorthanded, and it was just a lot of things. Like even right now when I look back at different points of the game where I'm like, man, we slipped up right there. Just a lot of those moments that I know we're going to watch on film. We probably won't drill it hard in practice, but I'm sure we'll walk through some situations. And we just got to be the team that, even when we win, we got to be coming in the next day looking to improve and kind of like, shore up some of the holes that we had in the game tonight and be better in the next one.